Hi, I'm Michael Heyman. I am a professor of nonsense at Berklee College of Music, and I'm here at Jentel as a practitioner of the dark art of nonsense literature. So I should probably explain a little bit about what that is. And I'll begin by saying what it is not, because the dictionary definition will tell you that nonsense is stuff that doesn't make sense. That may be true, but nonsense literature is not that exactly. So it is also not a joke. It is also not a riddle. It is also not fantasy, like talking animals, for instance. That is not nonsense. That is just fantasy. Nonsense literature, on the other hand, is more of a careful combination of cantilever Twinkie beddish pancake stocking, piano tritone monster truck. So let me be a little bit clearer about that. In other words, it's more of a pansy marmot chucking simpering snaggletooth on certain days. But in another term, I could say that it is a kind of subversion of language and logic that uses a balance of some things that make sense and some things that don't make sense. If you know about Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, then you probably have a pretty good idea of how nonsense functions. An analogy that I often use is juggling. And so when you are experiencing nonsense literature, you are juggling meanings. And so if you think about the balls, the juggling balls that you are juggling, those are the meanings. Nonsense produces a multiplicity of meanings, but you can't hold on to any one because you're juggling them. And you're juggling, and as long as you keep juggling, you are experiencing nonsense. But as soon as you just grab one of those juggling balls and you hold it, I know what it means, then all the other balls fall. And you're not juggling anymore, and it's not much fun. But you do have your one meaning, so you have something. Nonsense is juggling with meanings. Why would you do that? Why would you juggle with meanings? Well, lots of reasons. First of all, it's a lot of fun. Juggling is fun. It is playful. But play is not always just fun. Play always has some kind of seriousness behind it, and nonsense is wielded to subvert language and logic. And language and logic are the building blocks of all of the structures we live by, all of the hierarchies. And so if you want to take down the hierarchy of your parents, if you want to take down the hierarchy of your social construct, if you want to take down the hierarchy of your religion, well, one tool that you can use is nonsense literature. And so that's what I do generally. Here at Jentel, I've been working on what I call nonsense parodies. A nonsense parody, as I do it, takes a canonical piece of literature and messes with it. So I begin with a little bit of a game with anagram of the poet's name, but then I take all of the sounds of the words in that canonical poem and twist them slightly into a new poem that sounds exactly the same, or almost exactly the same as the original, but is a completely different poem and is nonsensical. So that when you hear it, it sounds like the original, but it is quite different. And so, let me give you an example of this. Let me see here. And now, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to give you now is not quite what I was just talking about, something completely different. You may be familiar with William Carlos Williams' The Red Wheelbarrow. Many people are. It goes like this. The red wheelbarrow. So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow, glazed with rainwater, beside the white chickens. Yeah, it's all right. It just so happens that in my studio at Jentel, I found the original text from which William Carlos Williams plagiarized. In fact, I found two possibilities of the original source text from the red wheelbarrow. So let me be the first to give to the world the original pieces from which William Carlos Williams stole. Now, the first possibility is called The Dead Sea Sparrow. It is by W. Willis Microsalami II. His stomach distends upon a dead sea sparrow. Crazed with a pained waddle, seaside, his wife thickens. Now the second piece, also a possible source, is called The Bed Real Narrow by Climiliasia Wormswill. Your haunch upends upon a bed real narrow. Dazed on this train, you gotta ride the night chicken.